Good evening everyone and welcome to round 11 of the Next Gen Ford Escort RS 1600 League, and we are here in Leicestershire at Donington Park with the national layout. Ten drivers on the grid for tonight. I think there might be one or two more joining, hopefully. There will be some more joining, but only 10 at the moment. However, it's this man on your screen at the moment, Fun Zaxby TV, who is the man who could take the championship tonight with one round to spare. 18 points clear of second place man NGR Lee, with 23 points up for grabs tonight. So he doesn't need to do much. He only needs to finish in P11. Considering there's only 10 cars on track, he just needs to finish pretty much, and he will get points. So we should see this man crowned champion tonight, but you never know. Might retire, might disconnect, and Lee could win the race, get pole and fastest lap, which is what he's done the last two races. So definitely the man on form. But the drivers currently on their qualifying session, 20 minutes. Just over 16 and a half minutes left of the session. So let's just run you through who we have tonight. So NGR Lee, Fun Zaxby TV, Beckinsale 1992, One High Mofo, The Les, Web User Johnny, Whitford Zero, NGR Scooby G, new guy to championship, Kunkun. Not 100% sure how to pronounce that, but we're going with Kunkun or Kunukan. We'll find out at some point, but I'll probably make a hash of it throughout tonight's race. And also returning NGR Fraser. But let's just so far. Oh, there we go. There's 11th driver come in just now. I don't know who that is. Dave Finn 79 has joined us. So up to 11, and he's got plenty of time to get a lap in as well. So currently Whitford has just taken provisional pole position on a 1:25.170, and in fact Fun Zaxby TV has now just gone quicker. So we're in for a pretty good qualifying session. You see a lot of the drivers are quite close to each other, so maybe some people getting a tow. Sorry about that. Hold on. Okay, so just a few little things going on in the background. Just had to take priority momentarily. Anyway, we're back to the race now, the qualified session now. NGR Lee has since retaken pole position provisionally on a 24.6. But let's run through the points as they stand. As I mentioned, Funzac Speed TV is currently leading and can secure the title tonight. He is on 175 points. NGR Lee second on 158. NGR Scooby G in third on 133. JPH 99 is fourth on 98. Unfortunately though, he cannot attend any more races this season, so that leaves the door open for One High Mofo to take fourth place, just 2 points behind JPH at the moment on 96. NGR Lagerfeni on 79. The Les is on 58. Jamie Ethel Beckinsale 1992 is on 49. Where is he? Ahead of Jamie Ethel 30 on 48. RDF1 Adam Morris on 30. Whitford 0 in 11th with 29. Slider Gas 28 on 28. Dave Thin on 16. Fun Go Flat Out on 15. Web User Johnny on 14. NGR Fraser is it? NGR Fraser on 13. NGR Martin 12. Cam Diz 123 Diz on 10 and Robertson on 9. So just almost halfway through qualifying at the moment, and so we've got NGR Fraser coming across the line now. Let's try and go on a lap on board with him, see if he puts in another lap now. So cross the line, heading down to turn 1 at Redgate, using all the pit lane as much as he can, and throwing it into turn 1, and unfortunately he has left the track. The track limits are on, so I imagine this lap will be invalidated because of that, and yep, you can see he is slowed right down. So let's give that one a miss and see if we can get someone actually on a lap. Whitford and Beckinsale very close together, with One High Mofo just behind, and in the background the Les has gone for a big moment as he's come through Coppice. So let's see if we can get on board with One High Mofo as he's picking up a slipstream and also getting the back end out under braking as he hits the grass. So he will definitely pick up a slipstream from both Whitford and Beckinsale. So for the second time, let's try and get a full lap on board, using all the pit exit into turn 1, flicking it down, flicking the back end out and powering through Redgate, and then down towards Hollywood and the Craner curves. Flat out easy in these cars. As we head in to the old hairpin. Great corner this one, very quick, but also very easy to cut and send yourself wide as well. So drivers have to be careful not to get any corner cutting warnings from the game. But as we head uphill now towards McLean's, One High Mofo running a fair bit wide there, and Whitford again all out of shape just ahead. Does well not to get in the way. As up to Coppice, take a lot more speed into that corner than you might imagine, and now onto the final stretch towards the chicane at Roberts, I believe it's called. Foggy S's is the chicane going off onto the GP loop just on your left there. But through the final chicane, One High Mofo currently 0.28 seconds off of pole position. Beckinsale has improved on that. One High Mofo hasn't, but we have got another member join, up to 12 now, and all that while NGR Lee has gone 0.02 of a second quicker than Whitford, who is 300ths ahead of Funzac Speed TV. So if you want a close qualifying session. This is where it's at, but we have got 7 minutes of the session remaining, and ICH Motorsport has managed to join in the race as well. So we're up to 12 drivers now. Dave Finn 79 is on track 2. Good to see him back as well for his 3rd race with us. So as I said earlier on, this penultimate round of the season for these drivers. Last round next week is at Nürburgring combined, so a massive track, about 11.5 minute lap I reckon. But man, it would be a challenge for these guys. Scooby G just flashed the lights to get himself by Dave Finn. And comes through his final chicane. Currently in 6th place, 1 second off pole. Now in 7th. Comes across the line. What does he do? He improves, but not in position to stay 7th. 6 tenths off of pole position. And the guys at the front, look at that. 2 tenths, 2 tenths, 2 tenths. This is lining itself up to be an exceptional race. Donington Park generally does produce pretty exciting racing, and with 6 minutes of the session remaining and 3 tenths separating the top 6 drivers, it's great motivation for these boys to keep out there and keep pushing. Fraser has rejoined the season, as I mentioned earlier as well. He did the first 4 races, not to much avail, retired in the first 3. But did get 4th at Willow Springs, and did prove himself to have a fair bit of pace, just not really the luck, as has been the way with most of his season this season in NXTGEN racing in all categories. And he did get fastest lap in round 1, so it does show the man has pace. Currently down in 8th position, 1.3 seconds off the pace, but his race pace is generally pretty consistent, so will he be able to show that tonight? So he's coming down the back straight. We've got 5 minutes left of the session. So last race at Hockenheim National, NGR Lee was victorious for the 2nd race in a row. Oh, Fraser's unfortunately thrown it in the wall at the exit of the chicane. Let's have a look at who's on board. Web user Johnny's on a lap. Let's have a little ride on board with him. And yeah, for the 2nd race in a row, NGR Lee took pole position, fastest lap and the win. So getting maximum points and trying to put the pressure on Funsaxby TV, who was absent from that race. Web user Johnny slows right down. Let's have a look. Dave Finn's in the pits. ICH Motorsport, let's see what he's got as he's coming round McLean's. Whitford took 2nd position, his first podium of the season, although he has only done 2 races, and in both races he has finished 2nd. His first race at Sugo, he picked up a penalty, just the 2-second penalty, and it dropped him from 2nd to 6th, I think it was. Yeah, 2nd to 6th with just a 2-second penalty. So that shows how close this racing is, and boy are we in for a treat tonight. If it's anything like the rest of the season has suggested. But ICH Motorsport coming across the line now. Does he put a time in? Not yet put a time in. Kunken currently in 9th, 2 seconds off the pace, showing decent speed. First time I've seen this driver anywhere, to be honest, so I don't know anything about him. But wish him all the best, as same with ICH Motorsport. Let's go back on board with Kunken. I keep getting that wrong. Alright, I don't know. Might be completely off with it. Comes across the final chicane. Does he improve his lap? Not that time round. That must have been an out lap to be 23 seconds off the pace. And the Les. Wow, the Les has popped up to 6th position. He also is 2 tenths off the pace. Along with Beckinsale, Scooby G and One High Mofo. Les putting in a flyer at the moment. Not that time round, but nonetheless, he's doing well. One High Mofo coming across the line next. Just over 2 minutes to go. We're coming across the line thick and fast now. Webby's a Johnny across the line now. Doesn't improve. Who's that? That's not Les. That must be Dave. No. Oh, it's ICH. Getting on the board. 4.8 off the pace at the moment, but still time for another 2 laps, I'd imagine. Gonna slowing down. Who have we got here? Fraser coming across the line. No, he's not. He's in the pits. What am I doing? Fun's XV TV just went across the pits. And NGR Lee has gone quicker. Another 2 tenths off the pace. 24.399. On track for his 3rd pole position in a row. But he won't be the first man to do 3 poles in a row. Fun's XB TV took the first 3 before NGR Lee stopped that drought or the rot even. Currently a man on form. What's everyone gonna have to do to beat to beat this man? Jeff Fraser just coming around turn 1 on a start her final lap. Dave Finn, where is he? He's just come through Coppice. No, coming up to Coppice even. Just gone through McLean's. NGR Lee just ahead, and Dave Finn's lap will now be aborted for that little corner cut, unfortunately. But NGR Lee has gone back to the pits, as has Whitford, so these two aren't going to improve. Fraser, Scooby G's gone to the pits as well. Fraser out on track at the moment. Let's see how he does. As he comes up to Coppice. People returning to the pits. Let's really see who's ahead. I think that's One High Mofo. No, it's Knudsen coming across the line. Does he improve any further? No, he doesn't. Fraser returned to the pits. The Les coming through a chicane now. Oh, just run a little bit wide, and that is his chance over. And Webby is a Johnny. Will be the last man to cross the line as he runs down to the chicane for the final time. And I think that might have been a bit of a corner cut. And also lost it into the wall. So there we go. I think this is definitely the closest qualifying session we've had all season. But it is NGR Lee doing what he needs to do to stop Saxby TV winning championship tonight, taking pole position by 2 tenths ahead of Whitford, who's got his 3rd second position on the grid in a row. Fun's XB TV in a 3rd, Beckinsale 1992 and 4th, NGR Scooby G 5th, the Les 6th, One High Mofo 7th. Still only half a second separating the top 7 there. NGR Fraser 8th. I imagine he'll be going with the lead group in this race, but 1.5 off the pace in qualifying. Knudsen in 9th, Web User Johnny in 10th, Dave Finn in 11th, ICH Motorsport in 12th. So that's your grid for tonight. 12 drivers. Let's hope all 12 get to the end. Points for everyone that finishes, remember. So the guys will have a couple of minutes now to prepare themselves, get themselves into the zone. So NGR Lee looking to make it 3 clean sweeps in a row. No one has done that. In fact, he's the only one who's done it twice, let alone twice in a row. The only other man to get pole, fastest lap and the win in the same race was Zach Speed TV, and he did that at Bathurst. Or Bathurst. I'm a southerner, I should say Bathurst. And yeah, if Next Gen members you are interested, there is a North versus South in-house competition coming up. Further details are yet to be explained, but a North versus South always brings up a bit of rivalry, you have to admit, and being a southerner, I'm well up for the South dominating that. But in we go, sinking into the race. Drivers getting ready to start round 11 at Donington Park National, and away we go. NGR Lee gets away well. Everyone actually quite equal starts. As we head into turn 1, red gate for the first time. Zach Speed TV and a little look and a little bit of bumping going on there as everyone just gets into position. Look pretty clean by the looks of things throughout the grid, and everyone is away well. That's what we want to see. But it is NGR Lee who leads the field down the craners for the first time and into the old hairpin. Beckinsale stays fourth. Pretty much status quo throughout the field. Rebels and Johnny made up one place, and so did ICH Motorsport. But other than that, everyone's status quo. So let's hope these boys have a good race, clean race, and a very interesting and entertaining one. Running nose to tail are the front 7 or 8. So coming round to the final part of the first lap, you can see a bit of a gap coming up already. Whitford obviously got a slow down penalty there. He's slowing right down and dropped himself all the way back to 7th, but he has the inside line for the chicane with one high mofo who hooks across the chicane, and I think that might have been a slow down penalty for himself as well. NGR Lee has Beckinsale has also picked up a penalty and dropped himself behind Whitford, and Fraser has taken 7th place from one high mofo. Webby and Johnny's now back on the tail. Kun still in 10th place. ICH Motorsport 11th, and Dave Finn 79 in 12th. The Les up to 4th, but now has a penalty, so he's obviously ignored the warnings of the slowdowns and picked up a penalty already. 2 seconds, early days yet, but with the characteristics of this track, I imagine that might be quite costly as Whitford gets down the inside at McLean's and should have the move completed after Coppis, but Les holds it round the outside really well in fact, and he will maintain that 4th position. The Les, the only driver on the grid to have won at Donington Park this season, although that was on the GP layout. So he goes around here pretty well, but one high mofo literally squeezing himself across the curb, trying to get down the inside of NGR Fraser. Fraser, I think, did cut his nose off there, but Webby and Johnny's now going to try and take advantage of this. The slipstream is so important around here, but yeah, I don't really know where I was going with that. The slipstream very important around here, so you should see these guys together for a fair majority of the race, which is exactly what we want to see. Kun has had a little moment, maybe a slow down penalty, which has dropped him to the back of the field, not too far off the back of Dave Finn. ICH Motorsport up to 10th, Webby's and Johnny still in the back of Fraser, but at the front NGR Lee is pulled just over a second to Zach Speed TV. Scooby G in 3rd, Whitford in 4th. Les has lost the 4th position to Whitford and is now fending off Beckinsale. Les with a nice little train behind him. Fraser and one high mofo also there. Webby and Johnny just hanging on to the tail of that train. But Lee comfortably in the lead now, getting his head down and starting to pull away a bit from his rival and also friend, to be fair, Van Zakspeed TV. And Beckinsale has now passed the Les, forced 5th position, and will try and pull himself back up to the lead pack. And by pack I mean the lead individuals, as they seem to have spread out. But Fraser is going around the outside and maybe getting a switchback on Les, but can't quite do it. And One High Mofo is also trying to get in on the action as the Les is dropped behind, and I fear that may have been a little bit of a slowdown penalty. But Web User Johnny is not far behind, and he's really doing well to hold on to this pack, considering the difference in qualifying. One High Mofo, you still have a massive moment there through the old hairpin. Thankfully he didn't lose too much time, but he may lose another position. Lost one to the Les. I think he might have lost one to Fraser as well. Yeah, I think he did. But Web User Johnny trying to make the most of it as well. But not quite close enough. Web User Johnny been with us the last couple of races. And has been P8 last time. And I know he was missed round 9, but he's with us at Brands Hatch and got P10 there. But currently in P9, it's a good showing for Johnny here. Man who's fairly new to the next gen scene, but has put in a lot of effort to try and get into as many races as he can, as One High Mofo now passes the Les for P7. And Whitford has got himself up to 3rd place and missed that, ahead of Scooby G. Scooby G maybe having a slowdown penalty at the end of the last lap. Beckinsale showing some attitude in the car, getting it completely sideways. It's no more than you'd expect around the old hairpin. In 5th place, driver who joined us halfway through the season and has shown very well in every single race. Got a podium at Brands Hatch in the 2nd race. Maybe 7th in Seagull in his debut, but was running with the front 6 for the majority of the race. Scooby G's trying to come back, and Web User Johnny has unfortunately picked up a penalty. But in the background, who's that? Fraser has gone round. Oh, and the carnage. Web User Johnny collected One High Mofo. The Les is going to come through and take a load of positions. Where is Fraser? The Les up to 6th. ICH Motorsport up to 7th. Web User Johnny 8th. Kunkin 9th. One High Mofo's back on track. NGR Fraser has dropped to the back of the grid, unfortunately. Dave Finn 79 is into 11th. Didn't quite catch that. I saw Fraser go round, and then he was backwards going down the track. I don't know if it was the same incident with One High Mofo, or One High Mofo just got tagged maybe, and then Web User Johnny swiped him. I think that was very much a racing incident from what I did see of it. But also Van Zakspeed TV has taken the lead and is quickly going to lose it by the looks of it, as Lendiar Lee's got the inside line now for McLean's, and he should get that move done. But Van Zakspeed TV is coming back at him, and Whitford and Beckinsale, Whitford and Scooby G are also coming in on the action. But we'll keep an eye on the front pack. Yeah, Whitford's there. Whitford is there. So whilst these two have been battling, maybe they both had a mistake. Whitford has pulled himself up and is on the back of these two for the lead. As I was saying earlier on, before I interrupted myself, Whitford finishing P2 in both races he's been in. Last race at Hockenheim and also at Sugo. But unfortunately Sugo got the penalty. But looking to make it a 2nd podium of the season for the man in the silver car. And Yoli pulls away a bit as Van Zakspeed TV gets out of shape through Redgate. As Whitford tucks right underneath Von Zaxby TV is having a little look. Is he going to? Very close there to tag him, Von Zaxby TV. But just kept his nose clean and they live to fight another day. A long race, only lap 7 of 29. So still plenty of time. Meanwhile, further back, Fraser is on the back of Dave Finn as they come through Hollywood and the Craner curve, so we'll keep an eye on that one. But Whitford, definitely the man in the ascendance at the moment. Dropped back on lap 1 to that P7, I think it was, and he's worked his way up to the lead battle. Only a second off the lead and challenging P2. Here we go, down the inside. Von Zaxby TV cuts his nose off very bravely there. Whitford's going to lose a bit of time and momentum because of it. And Scooby G is going to try and get back in on the action, but Dave Finn has lost that place to NGR Fraser. Between turn 3 and whatever turn McLean's well, not McLean's, oh my god, I'm so bad at corner names, at Coppers. But the lead battle is still going on. Beckinsale and Scooby G not too far away. Webby to Johnny is now coming up under attack from Kunkun, whilst one higher mofo in equally liveried car is trying to play catch up. Webby to Johnny heads down the Craners with Kunkun trying to close the gap. And he was 7/10 quicker last time round, and the gap is basically 8/10. So if he can do that again this lap, then he should be well in range to have a go. Easy corners to get wrong that one, easy to cut the exit, the entry and get a corner cut, but also easy to carry too much speed in and throw yourself off into the kit litter, as you saw Fraser do a couple of laps ago. So there's people crossing the line. That's why the times have gone all skew with, and we've lost Fraser, I believe. Yeah, Fraser has retired, unfortunately, again. So 5 races and 4 of them have been retirements. But Web User Johnny's having to go defensive now. Does Kunkun go for the move? No, he doesn't. Sensible, I would have said. Not quite close enough, and Johnny defending a little bit as well. So not really, the move wasn't really on. But well in range to pounce on any little mistake that Johnny will or might make. Looking at the side of his car, must have been in contact with one high mofo. Just popping back to the lead battle. Whitford and Von Zaxby TV are back with NGR Lee, pulling each other along and pulling themselves away from Scooby G. Sorry, just the angle, the camera angle, confused me. But one high mofo is now right there with Web User Johnny and Kunkun. Oh, in fact, the lead has changed hands. NGR Lee obviously made a mistake. Maybe he ran wide turn 1, or got a very tardy exit out of the final corner and has dropped to the back of this group. Third place, Von Zaxby TV has picked up the lead. Whitford still trying to get through, but nothing doing at the moment. Let's go on board with Lee, see what his view is. It's not the view he wanted, it's not the view he needed either, but he also didn't want to see the cream and black car of Von Zaxby TV in his mirrors. He wanted Zaxby TV to be well down the field, so he stand any sort of chance of taking the championship to the last race. But it's not going to be that way as we stand. Von Zaxby TV taking 21 points if it stays this way. So hop through the chicane for the 10th time of 29. And we'll just pop back to see how this battle is raging on. Web user Johnny with two red and black cars in his mirrors. Just ahead, the Les has been overtaken by ICH Motorsport. Two white and blue cars there. ICH up to 6th on debut. Very good showing from this man. Les falling down the field after a very promising qualifying session, it has to be said. But one high mofo looking to get through, and maybe a little bump there, and might have been a little bump. Ooh, very, very close. Just about giving each other enough room by maybe a hair. But one high mofo will now have the inside line for the old hairpin. Will Kinkin come back at him? One high mofo with a lot of attitude, and that will be a slow down penalty, I'd imagine, for I was going to say the red and black card, but his equal liveried teammate has now just taken the most of that opportunity and gone past, and now he needs to catch back up to maybe Johnny, and Whitford has got past Funzac Speed TV, who's dropped off the back of this battle, dropped down to 3rd. Lee is through as well, so Whitford takes the lead. Scooby G in the background as well with Beckinsale. But the battle is really raging on as web user Johnny has caught ICH Motorsport and the Les, and Kunkun and One High Mofo are equally trying to catch up. So this battle is going to rage on for a fair bit of time, I'd imagine. Dave Fin79 also circulating 13 seconds off the back of this battle. But NGR Lee is going to try and get back into the lead. The Les getting back past, I think he was back past anyway when I last come on board, but I just didn't realise. Back into 6th. Web user Johnny now is the man on the attack as we come up to McLean's, and the Les going very slowly. Maybe he had a slow down penalty. ICH is going to try and take around the outside and move himself back up. He has done that. The Les is going to lose another position to web user Johnny. He does as well. Les down to 8th position in one little straight. Kunkun has also picked up a penalty, and One High Mofo just there as well. So 5-way battle for 6th position raging on. The battle at the front is sort of calmed down momentarily. I mean, the gap's 4/10, but that's not really close enough to make a move. And the Les again slowing down, so that will drop him to the back of this queue. But web user Johnny looking left and right to try and get past ICH Motorsport. Great driving from these guys. There's Lee now well in range to make a move for the lead, retaking the position he lost a couple of laps ago. But Whitford has definitely made up the most places since the end of lap 1. He was 7th and made his way back up to the front. So consistent speed and overtaking was the way to go for Whitford. Proven winner in the Next Gen series. Hasn't won in this series yet, but that could all change today. Beckinsale has now closed the gap into Scooby G, and if these two can work together, they might well close the gap on the lead pack, especially if they keep tripping over each other. But we're going to slip back to the battle for 6th place. ICH Motorsport putting a little bit of a gap now to web user Johnny, but Kunkun is right back up behind web user Johnny. He couldn't get past him earlier, but One High Mofo with a very good run out of the chicane and will definitely look to get past. He's looking either side and will, I imagine, get past down the inside, but meanwhile, sorry, the lead has gone down to a 10th. One High Mofo, as we started to see, did get past Kunkun for 8th position on his recovery drive, but Lee is, well, I say Whitford's probably sick of the sight of Lee at the moment. He can probably see his eyeballs through that rear view mirror of his. Funds XP TV is struggling to get back on terms, and that is simply because he has lost the slipstream, I'd imagine. Lee just breaking on the grass a bit, not the wisest of moves, but he didn't lose any time from it. Beckinsale still not quite close enough to Scooby G, but closing in all the time. The Les has got past Kunkun as well, so Les up to 9th, having qualified 6th. Really good qualifying from Les. Dave Finn still going round in 11th. Excellent to see him still circulating and picking up the pieces. It was involved with this battle for 6th at one point. But heat is really on. And as you want to see from any sort of league racing, it battles all the way down the field, and it has been this way for the whole season. We had 2 races maybe where sort of spread out, the wet race in Penultimate Park. Well, I didn't really go to how we would have liked it in terms of a lot of action, but it was still a rather entertaining race. And also last race at Hockenheim, it was a fairly spread out race as well. But Beckinsale now within about half a second, 7/10ths of a second of Scooby G, just weaving around a bit, making sure Scooby G's aware of his presence. Scooby G though, a very seasoned campaigner, got 2 titles to his name this season alone in the V8s, and as of last week the Group A touring cars. Very hotly contested championship, that one. Beckinsale not quite close enough to make a move, but definitely close enough to make Scooby G uncomfortable. The lead gap still 2/10ths of a second, and here we go. Actually, NGR Lee looks like he's got a lot better run out of the old hairpin, and he's pulling alongside. This for the lead on lap 16 of 29. Whitford just gets ahead, but Lee not going to give up. Funvax TV's dropped to about 4.5 seconds off the lead now. This is a really entertaining race already, just over halfway, and Lee has got the inside line as we head towards the chicane. It should be done, but we've seen a few people have their nose cut off already this race at the chicane. And Lee is making sure that doesn't happen, although I think he may get a corner cut for that. He's flashing the lights. I think he might do. Whitford also looks like he isn't making anything of it, so maybe Lee either got away with it or they both had a slow down. But Beckinsale has got ahead of Scooby G, just missed that. Beckinsale up to P4, and Scooby G is looking to get back instantly. Let's just cut back here as ICH Motorsport is going to lose position. In fact, he's been bumped by Web User Johnny. One High Mofo gets through. A bit of mayhem going on there at the chicane, and the Les is going to take full advantage of that and get 2 positions. So the Les, well, although he's ahead on track, he's going to probably not be able to hold it around the outside. However, the Redgate is a corner, you can do that, as he has proven, and he's done it. He's stuck the move and maintained that 7th position he just took. But Kunkun also now back in the mix, and will try and take advantage of anything that he can, but not like that, as he goes onto the grass and under braking at the old hairpin and flies off Where's Dave Finn? He's just coming around turn 1, so he's not close enough to threaten Kunken at the moment. But if Kunken keeps doing that, he certainly will be as ICH Motorsport. Definitely looking to reclaim the position he has just lost from Melez. One high mofo now, away and clear. We'll try and close the gap to Beckinsale and Scooby G, but the gap is, well, can't quite work out at the moment because they're all crossing the line. The gap is probably about 15 seconds, yeah, about 17 seconds, so I don't imagine he's going to get the position there, as ICH Motorsport has had to slow down, as has web user Johnny, and suddenly this group has all spread out. It's a shame, but hopefully they will all regroup and we're going to be in for some interesting racing. Whitford has actually dropped off the back of NGR and the gap is just over a second now, but we'll keep an eye on this battle for 4th position at the moment. So ride on board with Scuba G with the green machine ahead, and actually we've just noticed that Funds XV TV has closed right in on Whitford as well. So Whitford, Whitford and Lee with a fair bit of time lost last couple of laps, and I think Beckinsale may get a slowdown penalty for that, as he got all over the curb at the exit of the chicane. Scuba G pulls alongside. Beckinsale makes him go the long way round. We saw Les do it last lap. It is possible to go around the outside here, and Scuba G is very wise to that, and he's going to try it. He's still there, although he's now going to be on the outside of Hollywood's, and he's still there. Coming through the craners side by side. I don't imagine they'll go side by side through the old hairpin. No, they don't. Scuba G has to sit in behind Beckinsale and just keep it status quo for now. But the Les has caught one high mofo as well further back, and Funds XP TV has dropped off 3 seconds from Whitford, so obviously making a mistake, maybe a corner cut. Scooby G and Beckinsale definitely the closest on track at the moment. Scooby G trying to retake the 4th position he had earlier in the race. Beckinsale did very well to close the gap. It was a fair bet. I think it was about 5 or 6 seconds he had earlier on in the race. He managed to close it without a slipstream and then get past Scooby G. So Scooby G maybe is well, I'd say probably the slower of the two at the moment, but you can never write the man off, as we said a few laps ago. 2 championship wins this season. Let's just pop back to the Les, and one high mofo has got through. No, what am I on about? He was already ahead. But one high mofo is now in the is now within range of the Les. Should he run wide or get a corner cut penalty? So let's have a look at the timings for penalties. The Les a 4-second penalty. Mobius is only 2, and same with Kunken. Only 3 people with penalties so far. That's good, as we've only got 9 laps to go. This race has gone pretty quick, I have to say. Whitford now still just about a second behind the leader, NGR Lee. Close the gap very slightly. But Les closed up massively in that first sector, and I wouldn't be surprised if he has a go shortly. One high mofo, very quick on his day. Got 3 front row starts this season. Just not got the consistency as his results have shown. He's only had a best of P5 despite running with the front group near enough every race. But he did get a win this week. It was very good and very commanding win in the, I think it was the Group A Tours. Group A Tours at Road America. Took a very commanding victory in that. so good to see him get a win. But Les very quick around this track, as he showed in qualifying. I think that's his best qualifying of the season. So yeah, Les shown he is competitive, and I think he actually qualified ahead of One High Mofo. Can't remember, but I mean there weren't anything in it. But Les is now going for the move, and there is contact. Wow, how has he held on to that? Oh no, he hasn't. Oh, One High Mofo hasn't held on to that. I thought he had momentarily, and it would have been extraordinary if he had. The Les, I think, is going to wait. Wasn't really a clean move, and there we go. Good sportsmanship from the Les, but this is allowing ICH Motorsport to come back into it. And these boys know they need to get a move on if they don't want to lose a position to ICH Motorsport, who has been up to sixth position at one point. And I have noticed Scooby G has got past Beckinsale again. But we're back to a three-way fight. This group's rejoining. The reunion is on. They can't get enough of each other, really. Kunkun is 8 seconds back, 7 seconds back, and Web User Johnny unfortunately has fallen even further back than that. But ICH Motorsport with the best view of this. So let's have a little ride on board with the debutant. Little bit of a shabby exit on the exit of the chicane. And the Les will go back past One High Mofo, who I imagine had a slowdown penalty there. For every penalty that these drivers have is being capitalised on, it seems, by someone else. And Fast Speed TV has dropped to 8.5 seconds off the lead. Not where he's used to being that far back. Having said that, he has had a worse position, and his worst position is P5 this season. ICH Motorsport getting all out of shape through the old hairpin, and now dropping away from the battle for P6. But the lead has gone down to a second again, so keep an eye on that. One High Mofo seems to be the faster driver of the two, just keeps making slight mistakes and keeps getting punished. The Les putting in a solid race so far. His best result is P7. He had that twice. Currently in a position to better that. And in all honesty, I think his driving warrants better than P7. But it just shows you the competitive nature of this championship. The top 6 have just been so quick and very evenly matched, as to be said. Let's just have a quick run through of the order. NGR Lee is currently just over a second ahead of Whitford, as they've just gone past Dave Finn. Fun Speed TV down to 9 seconds off the lead. However, I imagine he knows now, or if he didn't know before, that he's in a position to win the championship just by crossing the line. So Scooby G in third. Beckinsale just picked up a penalty. He's dropped back a fair way in fifth, not too far ahead of the Les and One High Mofo. As to be said, you can see him just on the far end of your screen. ICH Motorsport still circulating. I say still circulating. He's in 8th. He's doing a pretty solid job. Not too far ahead of Kunkun. Web User Johnny has fallen back a fair bit, but still in 10th. Dave Finn in 11th, still going around pretty well. It's excellent to see him on the grid so often recently. One High Mofo definitely looking now. If he wasn't looking before, I don't know why I said that. He's been looking all the time. Be that looking forward or looking in his mirrors, because the Les hasn't given him any sort of peace. Beckinsale with 3-second penalty. I mean, One High Mofo hasn't got a penalty, so he knows that he doesn't necessarily need to take the position off of the Les, but he wants to sit behind and get the position on penalties. You want to go ahead, didn't you? You want to take the place on merit rather than through a penalty. But the gap to the front has just gone under a second now, so maybe Whitford has got back into the slipstream and that gap could close pretty soon. But the Les getting all out of shape, as I said earlier. Very easy to get that one wrong, as the Les almost did, and he's held on to it pretty well in fact, and will just slot back into 7th place, allowing One High Mofo back through. He's got some great attitude on that car as he flicks it through the chicane. And Beckinsale with a 3-second penalty, who is, when the times correct themselves, I think he's about 5 seconds ahead of these two. So if One High Mofo can get his head down and put in some solid lap times, he might well be able to get ahead of Beckinsale on that time penalty. But the gap at the front down to 8 tenths as they're heading on to the end of their 25th lap to start lap 26. From Zaxby TV, way behind that, but still quite comfortable, driving within himself, I'd imagine. Scooby G, another lonely race for him. He seems to be either well on his own or fighting for the podium. But only 3 podiums for him in this series, considering his dominance and his competitiveness in other series. But it's nice to see. Nice to see him not be so dominant in a series, it has to be said. Beckinsale here in 5th. One High Mofo, yeah, he's really not too far away. If these two can work together, using the slipstream, they might well close the gap enough to jump Beckinsale on his time penalty. I mean, the Les has got a bigger time penalty, so he'd have to finish a second ahead of... Oh! Not like that, he won't. Is he going to hold on to it? That's the big question. No! Oh! Wow! Well done, that man. Just about holding on to the car there. ICH Motorsport, what, 4 seconds behind? No, 5 seconds behind. Very similar sort of gap between him and Kunken. Web user Johnny coming down the hill as well, and Dave Finn coming across the final chicane, just across the line. NGR Lee now, just pulling away a little bit more, so maybe Whitford wasn't quite in the tow. But if you guys are looking to get down into a race, we would love to have you for the final race of our season next week at Nürburgring combined. A very technical, well, you know Green Hell. If you know motorsport, you know Nürburgring. Very tricky track to drive. But we'd love to have as many as we can on the grid. We had 12 tonight. Hopefully we can improve on that next week and maybe get a full grid. I think the most we've had this season is 14, so we haven't actually had a full grid all season, but we've been close a couple of times, and these cars are such good fun to drive, even if you just jump in them. They're so entertaining and they keep you on your toes, that's for sure. As long as you know how to control the slide, you should be alright. But yeah, head down to NXTGEN Facebook page, NXTGEN Racing Facebook page, get yourself signed up. Got leagues most nights on Project Cars, most nights on GT Sport. Got an Assetto Corsa as well on a Wednesday. F1 2018 on a Thursday. And Dirt Rally Series running throughout the week. So yeah, there's plenty to keep you occupied. So definitely, if you fancy a race, head down and see what we can offer you. and see what you fancy. But Whitford's dropped off 2.5 seconds now, so the win, I'd imagine, is fairly secure for this man NGRLE to take his 3rd victory in a row, his 4th victory of the season, putting him just 1 behind the man that is going to claim the title. This man runs Zaxby TV, and One High Mofo has picked up a penalty. Oh, that's a shame. Les is up to 6 seconds. One High Mofo is up to 3 seconds. Picked up a 3-second penalty. So he no longer he has to finish ahead of Beckinsale now if he wants to get past. I mean, he's 6 seconds behind, so not really looking like he's going to get past on the time difference, but definitely not now. ICH Motorsport, very respectable 8th on debut. Kunken, very good drive as well on 9th. Abuser Johnny in 10th, showing some good racing tonight with Dave Finn 79. Also good racing at the start of the race, and just dropped off a little bit towards the end, or towards the middle and in the end. But it is this man NGRLE who's on his penultimate lap, on his final lap now even, and I think that's where Abuser Johnny just ahead of him, that he's not going to catch up enough to that. But the man on form, a dominant force at the moment, he's not done enough, unfortunately, to take the race, take the title fight to the final race. But he's done all he can, just a little bit too late, unfortunately. He comes down the back straight for the final time. I'm definitely going to catch it this week. Last week I actually missed him cross the line, but got him this time for sure. Unless I disconnect now, which I haven't, which is good. But here we go, NGRLE across the line for victory number 4 of the season, 3 in a row. Excellent drive, and Whitford another 2nd position to add to his tally. He just can't beat this man NGRLE at the moment. But here we go, season 13 champion, their 1st season in these Escorts. He's going to win. Fun Zaxby TV crosses the line in 3rd and takes the title with it. Excellent drive throughout the season, 5 victories for this man, 6 pole positions, 8 podiums that is now, and we'll see after the race if he's got another fastest lap, but 3 fastest laps for him. Scooby G crosses the line in 4th, Beckinsale will cross the line in 5th. Unfortunately dropped a fair way back from Scooby G towards the end of the race, but still a good drive nonetheless. One High Mofo recovered to 6th after that weird incident earlier on. The Les crosses the line in 7th. ICH Motorsport might get in front of the Les. He's got 7th. The Les with the penalty demotes him down to 8th. ICH Motorsport up to 7th on debut. Kunken in 9th on debut. Web user Johnny not too far behind actually on in 10th, and Dave Finn 79 in 11th. But there we go, there is our final standings for round 11 at Donington Park National. NGRLE taking the victory by just over 3 seconds. Just over 3 seconds from Whitford 0. Fun Zaxby TV, our new champion. And did he get the fastest lap? Bloody me, yeah, he did. He got the fastest lap as well. So that puts him up to 4 fastest laps for the season. And that just shows how well this man has driven throughout the season 13 campaign. Scooby G was in 4th ahead of Beckinsale in 5th. One High Mofo 6th. ICH Motorsport 7th. Les 8th. Kunken 9th. Web user Johnny 10th. And Dave Finn in 11th. But thank you again guys for tuning in. Hope you enjoyed what was another very entertaining race, although at the end, compared to some races, it was a bit spread out. But next week, final race of the season, make sure you're involved. If you know anyone that wants to be involved, get them down as well. It'd be great to have an oversubscribed race for once. The Green Hill Nürburgring combined next week at the normal time of 8:30. And last thing I can say is congratulations to Fun Zaxby TV. In fact, let's try and get him in. See if he will join. So I've invited Fun Zaxby TV and race winner NGR Lee to the lobby, see if they would join for a quick interview. It appears they're not going to. Wait a little bit longer, but let's just maybe come out of the chat, see if we can hear what they got to say. Hello, congratulations on your championship. Yeah, there's only one round left and you're more than 23 points ahead. No, you're not. Oh, hang on, I might have screwed this up.
What have you done there, mate?
Maybe I've jumped to conclusions. Yeah, I think I might have actually. Oh, I'm such an idiot. I'm so bad at maths.
They were telling you Zach's won already, mate.
No, no, he hasn't. No, because you beat him. I got it calculated as if as if you didn't finish. That's why. 15, and Lee got 22. Oh, you got fastest lap though, so you got 16, and Lee got 22. So I've screwed up my maths completely. So I think I might end the stream.
Did you probably got I suppose you probably got Zach coming across the line as well, yeah.
Yeah. I got everyone crossing the line this week.
He missed me last week, Zach.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But how was the race for you? You seemed like you had pretty good battle between a lot of you at the start.
Yeah, it weren't too bad. I must admit, like the 29 lap split was a bit soul destroying.
What?
It's alright, but yeah. Yeah, I love the track, but it just, I don't know. You know, I made a couple of mistakes, and when I dropped behind Zach and Whitford, it actually got the blood pumping a bit more because it brought a bit more excitement to the race. But it was good. It was alright in the end, but it might just be me.
Well, goes down to the last race next week. You're gonna punt each other off.
Where is it? No.
Nürburgring. No, I'm not sure, because clearly my maths is shocking. What's the gap? Probably about 15 points difference, I think now.
Is that it?
Maybe
reduced it to?
Because it was 18 before tonight.
Yeah. And I've only
so maybe 20, 14 points.
22,
You got 22.
So
Zach got 20. Got 16. Yeah.
Alright. Nah, but to be honest, as long as none of us make mistakes, right, Nords will be class next week. Because it'll be fucking, you know, especially with the long straights, we'll be drafting each other, passing each other about 3 times for the next corner, I think.
Yeah.
Should be right. We had that little, you remember, was it just before the start of the season, that we had a quick razzway in there, didn't we? That was proper. It was good actually. Yeah. Surprised myself, mate.
Yeah, the man on form for sure. But Whitford must be gutted. He's got like 3 seconds in 3 races. But then again, you had that earlier in the season, Lee. So
yeah, yeah, yeah. I've been watching a few streams just lately, and Whitford's been in all of them, and he's been on it, and he's been clean as well.
Well, I think I'll end the stream now. So
Cool.
hope you enjoyed the race.
Should be a cracker.
Yeah. See you next week.
Next week, boys. See you later.